Hey guys, it is Mike from Baltimore Rides here, wrapping up my Saturday night. It is, now Sunday about 3:30 in the morning, and I'm done. I'm actually leaving Arlington, and I'm on 395 North, so I'm just kind of beginning my trip home. But long night, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it was just a long night. It was, I wanted to kind of set the standard and really make an impact on that quest goal tonight, so that tomorrow I can kind of stick with my pattern and do a half day. And I feel like I accomplished that goal. I did 28 trips, $232, just a good night all around. A lot of good customers, a lot of interesting conversations. So I feel like I feel good. I mean, it's crazy to say it that way, but I feel good about the night. I feel good about the results. I like the idea of focusing on trips and not on dollars. And I feel like that's just a really easy way to keep my mind focused on the customer and on getting back in position if I get myself out of position. I really wasn't even, I'm just thinking to myself, it's kind of late, my brain's slow. But I wasn't even really thinking too much about boost or surge. And that's the funny thing about it. Like, there were several opportunities where if I'd repositioned into a better surge cloud, or, turned off my app to drive, 10 or 15 minutes north to to a better boost zone. But I really just didn't even do that. And I'm not going to lie, guys, maybe that was foolish of me, but my goal was really just to keep my app on and, shorten the time between trips. So, by keeping my app on and just taking anything that came my way, I got a lot of trips. The dollars worked themselves out. $230 is a good Saturday night. I'm not going to say it's not. And and I'm 13 trips away from my quest goal. So that's great. I mean, that's probably a little bit more than a half day. It really just depends on what Sunday brings. If the weather's kind of crummy, it could be a longer day than I want. But if the weather's like today, kind of nice fall weather, with people moving around, then I could be done early. I just don't, that's hard to guess. But I had 13 trips in 4.5 hours today. So, if positive thinking is anything, then I could do that in maybe 5 hours tomorrow. So we will see. Other than that, a little bit more good news, and this one was really kind of a pleasant surprise to me. But, Flo is one of the newer drivers that I've been kind of keeping in touch with. And, we text back and forth every now and then, and she is rocking and rolling. So if you see her out on the road, definitely tell her great job. And she got an Uber Exchange lease, which I was surprised, because in the media, they talked about ending that program and only honoring the leases that were already on the road. And when I called them, obviously because I wanted to find out what the skinny was with my own vehicle, they said that they weren't going to be creating any new leases. So maybe that's something, maybe that's the media again spinning things to make it more negative than it really is. I don't know, but for whatever the case may be, it's great news for her, because she was able to get in an Uber lease, and I just think that's awesome. It was really great for her because she needed a vehicle that was more reliable, and that's definitely puts her into a good vehicle. So there's that, so just, that's awesome. I love to hear success stories. She's had some really good numbers. She's kind of set some great goals for herself around a schedule and a routine that works for her. And, that's what this is about, guys. It isn't just about me being successful. It's about all of us being successful. And, there's another person out there that found a way to get a slice of the pie. and get some money, and she's done it, and she's setting goals. She's got a goal that she wants to reach, and that's really the important part, is that she's hungry and she wants to reach a certain goal, and she's doing it in her own schedule, which is even more important. Sorry guys, my nose is killing me. So I'm just thrilled about that. My car's making a funny little clacking noise when I turn. I think it's either the CV joint or the front axle. It's under lease, but it's under warranty with Uber Lease, but they're not open on the weekends, so I've got to call on Monday and make an appointment to get it looked at, because it's a clicking noise when you turn and you're kind of driving slowly. You hear it, so it's probably a CV joint or a front axle connection is starting to go. Given the amount of potholes and bumps and stuff that these things go through, it's not surprising. So I'll deal with that. I'm sure it's not going to be that big of an issue. It's a powertrain item, so I don't think it'll be anything that I'll have to put money out of pocket on. And I could probably do it myself, but why bother when I have a warranty on the vehicle? So there's that, and that's really about it, guys. My night is wrapping up really well. My week is wrapping up really well. My week to date without the weekend quest that I haven't achieved yet, I'm at 11:35 already. And obviously when I hit the quest goal tomorrow, and then whatever tomorrow's 13 trips bring, obviously I'm going to get into that 1200 range, which is what I thought I would. I thought I'd finish this week in the 1200s. So, it just shows that it's doable, guys. It is definitely doable. I'm reevaluating my goals based on this new approach, and I think that that's fair. I think that that's fair. That I'm just kind of reinterpreting my expectations for myself. So there you go. It's interesting because I don't ever want to feel like I'm done. I don't ever want to feel like I've mastered it. I'm always thinking about new ways to approach it, and new strategies, new plans, and this is definitely a way for me to push myself. And I think it's sustainable. I was telling somebody tonight, they were saying, they saw my Lyft stickers and they're like, oh, you drive for Lyft? And I'm like, well, technically I do, but I really haven't turned it on in a while. And they said, oh, why? And I said, well, honestly, Uber pays the bills, and I would be, doing myself a disservice if I was wasting time on Lyft rides when Uber's really what's paying the bills right now. So, for those of you out there that are Lyft fans, there's all sorts of Lyft incentives and promotions. I never really did enough trips with Lyft to qualify for any of them, or to even get them, offered to me. But I see them on Facebook. Like, there's this weird $1,000 guarantee thing, and I don't know, there's all sorts of stuff that they're trying to do. I guess their own spin on Quest and Boost. But so if you're out there and you're driving for Lyft and you're scratching your head saying, Mike, I wish you were talking about Lyft stuff, I apologize that I don't know, the technical terms, but there are incentives out there for Lyft. They do exist. So, you guys just have to substitute the names and put in, whatever. But it's, at the end of the day, the recipe doesn't change. You still need to have a plan. You still need to have goals. And you still need to find a way to eat the elephant one bite at a time. So nothing that I'm talking about really is any different if you're a Lyft driver or an Uber driver. I'm an Uber driver. I identify myself as an Uber driver first, a Lyft driver second, a rideshare driver. That's what I am. And I think that industry is, it's still growing, guys. It's not over yet. It's still growing. So anybody that thinks, oh, there's not enough money out there or not enough business out there for me to get a share, that's not true, guys. It's just not true. If you work hard and you work smart and you apply yourself like I've been doing, and you approach it with the right attitude, like I can do this, I've got to think, I've got to figure it out, but I can do this, then you'll go far. Because that's really all it takes is, being willing to be flexible, being willing to learn, try new things and, experiment until you get to a point where you're comfortable and you've reached a level of contentment. But the money's there, the business is there. And I was thinking about this the other day. I don't really, bear ill will to any of my, my old airport buddies. I really don't. I wish them well. I hope they're making the money they need to make for their families and taking care of themselves. And I really do. I want everybody to succeed. I felt like it was frustrating working that business model. And that's why I started this whole DC thing, because, excuse me, because I felt like it was frustrating. It was very random. It was very, unpredictable. And to me, that's the secret of this, is that anything that there's a semblance of control, that allows me to eliminate risk. If I can control where I'm driving, when I'm driving, what incentives I may or may not be getting, then that eliminates risk. And I know I'm going to get my 20 plus trips a night. I know I'm going to get, my roughly $200 a night. Those are guarantees. Those are things that I've consistently delivered on enough that I can say, unless something bad happens, I know that the results are going to be there. And that way I can weatherproof, or I can insulate myself from a lot of that risk. And, the airport only model is tricky. It's tricky because if you invest time in waiting for a trip and it turns out to be a real short one, a dud, then you feel frustrated, and then the clock starts ticking and you start, worrying. And I'm never in that position. I'm in the position now where I'm just jumping from job to job to job. And, it was funny. Tonight there was actually a gap from about, 10:45 to maybe 11:30, 11:45. There was kind of a quiet period there where I really didn't feel like there were a lot of trips coming in. And, that was because the bars were just people were settling in. They hadn't started leaving the bars yet. But, I was actually scratching my head for a minute there going, hey, what's going on here? Where's the business? And then all of a sudden, the next wave just breaks loose and you're right back into, non-stop, where you don't even get a chance to check your numbers or look, because you're just job after job after job. So, I much prefer that kind of a pace where I'm busy than a pace where I'm sitting and just waiting. I feel like I'm in more control. That's something that I need. I need to feel that sense of control. Maybe it's my personality. Maybe it's the way I'm wired. I don't know. But I just think from a business standpoint, it's safer. And so that's that, guys. I'm going to stop talking now because I just feel like I'm rambling. I probably am. If you're still with me and you haven't given up, thank you. But for those of you guys that are out there that are driving, that have texted me and reached out to me in many different ways, thank you again. Please keep me in the loop. Let me know how you're doing. If you have questions, or you want to bounce an idea off me, or you discover something that's really working for you, share with the rest of the family here, and we'll all, I'll get it out there on a video so everybody else, knows, another trick, because that's the key to this, is we want to get as many tricks out there as we can. We all want to succeed. Kimberly reached out to me the other day and she's like, no, keep doing this, keep talking about, DC, Maryland, Virginia, because we all want to succeed. And that's what I want too. I want all of us to succeed. So, as I keep learning and changing my strategy, I'll keep sharing it with you guys. By the way, I did notice this. There is now a boost zone in Arlington on the other side of the river. When the first few weeks I was driving down here, everything was on the DC side of the river, and Arlington really wasn't getting any love. And, it's busy over there, guys. It is busy over there. There's money to be made. There's also a steady surge cloud in Bethesda and Potomac, and I have not explored that far north yet, and I'll tell you for why. It's more residential up there, and I worry if it's a false, if it's false. I worry if it's just because there's 5 people that need rides and no drivers, and that creates some sort of a surge cloud. Is there really demand, or is it just a lack of drivers? So it's, I've had trips up to that area before, but never really with a specific surge cloud, just because. So I'm curious. I know that's an affluent area. I know it's significantly residential. Anacostia and like Northeast tends to have a lot of surge as well. Over by like Andrews, J-Bab, like that area. And it's another area that I've driven in a bunch. Some parts of that area are a little sketch. Some parts of that area are normal, but I don't have a problem driving in sketchy neighborhoods. Like, that doesn't bother me. I don't feel threatened or afraid or anything like that. I'm just, pretty much everybody that gets in my car is cool, and by the time they get out of my car, we've had a conversation and they're kind of chill, and we're joking and saying thanks. So, I don't mind, that kind of stuff. I don't mind. It doesn't matter what walk of life you are as a passenger. If you get in my car, I'm going to find a way to chat it up with you. But if you're in that area, that could be a good mining opportunity as well. I tend to like, northwest, northeast, that borderline area between, U Street and DuPont Circle and, Florida Ave. Like, I kind of like that little hunting ground. It's my favorite spot. But, Georgetown is good. AU is good. There's money to be made at Wisconsin Ave all around the city. There's money to be made all around the city if you just spend the time, investigating it. So that's it for now, guys. I've definitely rambled on too much. Thank you all. I will be back on the road tomorrow briefly to wrap up this quest goal and then call it a night. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Everybody get some rest. Bye.